Hello everyone, today I want to tell you about what I've been working on in the first few months of 2025 and some news of what I'm planning to do for the rest of the year and you know bits and pieces and snippets of information. And here I would like, well, this slide is actually some of the new artwork that's been commissioned for Life as Lich. So this is a demon if you want. More about that later. Uh, okay, first of all, just let everybody know that my third card game, Demonuki, has just finished Kickstart. Its Kickstarter campaign. It's 400% funded, and or actually even 500% funded in the end. And if anybody would like to do a late pledge, this is still possible. I'll put the link in the comments below. Or you can actually search for it on Kickstarter. And you can actually also get my two previous card games, Fantasy Tavern Brawl and Hero Villain Battle Royale. Of course, Hero Villain Battle Royale is inspired by my game book of the same title. And you can actually get these even if you don't back Demonuki. You can just sort of do a $1 pledge and then just get them as add-ons. So if anybody likes card games, these are very nice. You can play them with family, with friends. They've got a pretty good rating on BGG and people seem to like them. So anyway, please consider pledging if you like card games or board games. So what have I been up to? Well, actually, in the last few weeks, I've actually been working on Tokyo Wizard. So this was my first published game, so it has a very, a place in my heart, and despite that, I mean, it was released initially without any interior illustrations, unlike many of my other games that did have illustrations in the inside of the game. So I've actually been commissioning new illustrations. This is by Gosan, who is a Japanese illustrator, and I'm really happy with how they're going. These are just sketches, not the finished art. So of course this is one of the elementals, and then when you discover you want. And I've also been working on some new side missions where you'll be able to go into haunted houses and fight some yokai, some demons, etc. I'm hoping that by doing that, Tokyo Wizard will have more depth to it if you want. It's currently one of my shorter games if you want, but my plan is to write about maybe 30, 40,000 new words and to bring this up to 200,000 plus if you want. So so that's quite exciting. I mean, why am I doing Tokyo Wizard now? I'm not really sure. Sometimes my brain just works the way it wants to work, and I just wanted to write these side missions, so I got really distracted and I've started doing it. They probably won't be released for a bit yet because maybe I'm not sure how it will all be released in the end. But I'm hoping at least some of the updates will be available in the coming weeks, and then people with a certain code will be able to access those. Um, I've also commissioned a new interior art for Life as Lich by Andrea, who is very established um, um, illustrator from Germany. I really like his artwork. He puts a lot of detail into everything he does, and this here you can see is the study, and he spent really a lot of time. There's so much in it. If you can see here, there's like the skull of a dragon. There is a rug that looks like a werewolf. There are jars with tons of different things, spell books, etc. And I'm thinking of actually writing some little stories around these illustrations. So as I said, I'm quite happy with them. And maybe there's been some feedback. Again, some people feel Life as Lich, despite it being a very big game, people want to spend more time in it. So I'm actually thinking of increasing it in length, and maybe adding some more side missions also in the coming weeks so that when all these illustrations get released, then actually there'll be a big update to the game. So this is something that I'm currently working on if you want as well. Um, but I mean, if anybody has any requests or anything that you would like, then please let me know in the comments below. Or, I mean, any new romance scenes, any character that you would like to romance, or sorry, well, not romance, but if you've got any ideas of something you would like to do with one of the romanceable characters, then let me know. If you think there are some resources in the game that are not used enough and you would like to use them more frequently, or you think there's not enough magic weapons to craft, etc., let me know. Or any spells that should be used more. Any ideas for any planes or the planes that you would like to visit? Yeah, please let me know. I'm always happy to hear what people say, and sometimes I don't always address all the points, but sometimes it triggers something and then I get excited and I write a scene. So do let me know. And I continue to work on Hero Villain Armageddon. So I made very good progress in January, and then for some reason I got stuck. Not stuck in the sense that I don't know where the story is going, that I know, but somehow my brain, the story, as it's increasing in complexity in each book, it means it takes more of my mental space. So sometimes my brain, I think, wants to work on something easier, and that's why I've been working on side missions for the other games. I will eventually get into it again. I'm actually almost at the end of the game, so it's kind of a shame that I don't push and get it finished, but it will get there in the end. And people have been asking, what is my intention? Well, my intention, there'll be different paths that are open in the game, and you'll be able to continue in the same path that the story is generally going, but you'll also be able to go back to Earth and continue life there if you want. So I'm hoping there'll be different endings. And I'm hoping that some of the branching will also be carried backwards into Hero Villain Battle Royale. So I'm hoping that in the end this will increase the complexity of the game and make it a less railroaded experience for everybody. So what next for 2025? Well, I'm also working on more card games. So my wife and I have started a little publishing company because we really enjoy making these little card games. We've decided to also publish those little games that are made by friends. So these are three, one of my games, and then two games made by friends, The Coil and Kero Kero Pond. So Kero Kero Pond, you see the artwork there. So that's the designer of the game. He also illustrates his own game, so we're just going to publish it for him. And The Coil is illustrated by the same artist that is making the illustrations for Tokyo Wizards, so Go-san, who's a Japanese designer. I really like her artwork. It's very detailed, and yeah, in this illustration you actually have three characters at different angles, so it's quite a complex and beautiful illustration in my opinion. And what next for my interactive fiction? Well, I'm thinking of writing a traditional printed game book. This is something that sort of is in my mind at the moment. I'm not sure if people would be interested in it. But this is something that I'm thinking about. So I would like to finish The Nebula, which was my first game book, which actually has never been released. And I mean, the link to it is in the Choice of Forums games or in the links below in my Patreon channel. So you can actually play part of it, but for some reason I never seem to get to finishing it. Well, actually the game is finished. I just need to go through and tidy it all up, but I never seem to find the time or the motivation to do so because I'm always distracted by new things that I want to do. And what else? Well, I'm still thinking of writing new games. Life as a Demigod, which could be the sequel to Life as a Lich. I've been thinking for many years of writing Kyoto Wizard and other games. So, quite a few different things in my head. And finally, yes, I have a Patreon channel. Those of you who want, you can support me there. There's also a free membership box, and if you log in there, then what it means is when I post something, you'll be alerted that I post a lot of free things on my Patreon channel. So just another way to keep knowing what I'm doing. Thank you so much for listening.